Well, welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard, 10th week.
It has flew by, hasn't it?
It has. Seems like last week we were up here talking about, the upcoming season and how they were going to go and predicting, probably over-predicting for most of the schools, but just hoping that everybody have a successful year. And I think most everybody did have a successful year, but, there's a few teams that were injury prone, had several injuries that hurt them, and then some that did quite well. We appreciate our sponsors, Coke. We've got the real thing here.
The real thing, that's right.
And Bill Smith, GMC, and Buick, and also Southern Accents. And we also had a little bit of food before we came in.
Well, Domino's Pizza provided us tonight was chicken and bacon carbonara pizza. And man, it was delicious.
It's unusual.
It was really good. It was.
Yes.
My wife would love it. That's ranch sauce or whatever it is on there. She'd really like that.
Okay. Well, what we do every week is we have a team of the week from the week before, and this week our last week is a repeat team, Hansville Bulldogs. They had a great season, and good luck in the playoffs. Maybe their playoffs will go just as well.
9-1 this season.
9-1 after a victory tonight. But won their region. Tough region.
Yep.
Very tough 3A region. And so Coach Miller and his Bulldogs had a great year. They've had about three in a row now. Three straight great years.
Yeah, ever since he's been there, they've been getting better and better.
So and they had some good kids, good running backs, threw the ball well, had a couple of pretty good receivers, and defensively they got after it. So they well-deserved good year for them. And
the only games I've seen them, the only thing they had any problems with at all is special teams. Maybe a few games, maybe special teams hurt them. Except for that, sound football. They fly to the football. They run hard. They got a stable of running backs.
Yeah,
just a good football team.
Yes. And for those of you who want to be checking out Beyond the Scoreboard a little bit later in the week, it is replayed again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Sunday afternoon at 1:30, Tuesday afternoon, I think, now at 4:30, and then Wednesday at 4, and Thursday, I think it's even Thursday.
They play one on Friday because I watched you today before I came over here. So.
Okay, Friday, is it 4 or 4:30 Friday?
It must be 4:30.
4:30, okay, 4:30 Friday. But anyway, join us for the additional air times of Beyond the Scoreboard, and last chance for this year.
That's it, last week.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back with some scores from this week's ball games from tonight, and so just pay attention to some of these ads we got. These are the people that bring us to you every week. We want us to thank them.
One of these could be the most dangerous tools you can own, because if you're careless, even for a minute, this can come into contact with those. Then it's lights out. At our Touchstone Energy Cooperative, nothing is more important than the safety of our members. We can't do it all. The best way to be safe around outdoor power lines, just don't touch them, ever. The first rule of every do-it-yourselfer should be do it safely.
Coleman Electric Cooperative.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvage wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents is located in historic downtown Coleman. Come and check us out.
When you need to get back into the game, don't let an injury stop you. Trust the professionals of Encore Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine of Coleman. Our skilled team of physical therapists and athletic trainers is dedicated to returning athletes back into action quickly and safely. Encore Rehabilitation of Coleman provides physical therapy, occupational therapy, sports medicine, and workers' comp rehab. Choose Encore for all your rehab needs. Call 256-775-3737.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard. We're going to show you a little bit of footage here of the West Point and Fairview. West Point had a big night tonight, and we're going to be talking with Coach Farley from West Point as we show you a little bit of film of the West Point and Fairview game. It started off both of them had a little bit of trouble with turnovers to start with. So.
But West Point got that worked out pretty quick, it looks like.
Yeah, and after they got the turnover problem done, here's a big run by the quarterback, young Farley. He had a great run there.
Hey, Mr. Farley.
All right, we got Coach Farley here. We're going to talk just a little bit about the West Point and Fairview game tonight. Coach, end of the season, I guarantee you was hoping that right now after this one you'd like to go another week or so, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would be nice to be moving on, but you know our kids the last 2 weeks really stepped up, and you know we challenged them to finish, and that's what they done, and we got something to build on.
Great way to go out, Coach.
Thank you.
Very, very well played, and a lot of enthusiasm on both sides. Both, you know, Fairview's got a very good football team, and to be able to. I thought you was really well prepared defensively, especially.
We talked at halftime. We felt like we was playing a little tight early there, you know, and they did some changes there a little bit on it, and the coaches did a great job of adjusting to it, and you know, the kids settled in, and defense played good, offense played good, and special teams. You know, when you get all three phases of the game working, you know, it's going to turn out well for you.
Absolutely.
Yes, and. I thought that, you know, you had a couple of interceptions of their screen passes that, you know, you had kids that just were ready and made great plays.
Yeah, you know, we repped that and went over it and talked about it, and, you know, the kids, they read it and made the plays that they're supposed to, and, you know, it's nice to see a defensive lineman get an interception. I really like to see that. And
returns. Both of them did good jobs on the returns.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, those are exciting for those guys, and you know that adds to the enthusiasm for the team. You know.
Absolutely.
And gives them a great deal of confidence too, saying, "Hey, y'all can't do anything we ain't ready for."
Yeah, and you know like I said, coaches had a great game plan. I can't thank them enough. You know, for this, you know, for tonight's game and the whole season. You know, the coaches and the players really did everything and made it work and kept believing and kept working hard, and you know, good things happen when you work hard.
Is your quarterback a senior, Coach?
No, he's just a junior.
Wow, he really moved around well.
And yeah. he'll probably be there as long as you are, won't he?
Well, we know we got him for one more. So.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, one more good year, and he is playing with a lot more confidence as well. Here it's showing.
You know, he got tossed into the fire there his freshman season, and you know he's had to grow up pretty quick. You know, the last 2 years playing in the region, or last 3 years playing in the regions we played in. So you know we got a lot of confidence in him, and he's a good. You know, he's the coach's son, but he's a team leader, and he's got his own identity with his teammates.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
And I was just fixing to ask you if you ever have any trouble with his mother, trying to get him to a little bit more involved. Is he not playing enough and stuff like that?
Well, she likes to see those big linemen in front of him. That's for sure.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Good ball game, great year. Your kids just got better every game and every year as the season went on, and you had a great finish.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate everything y'all do.
All right, well, thank you very much. All right. Appreciate having Coach Farley on the phone with us there. Now, we've got Scoreboard. We've got some scores we're going to go over, and Coach Netherton's going to run over those with you right quick.
Some of the local scores. Addison got a big win over Winston County tonight, 38-12. I think that puts Addison at 9-1.
Yes.
And
they're 8-1. They only played.
That's right.
Yeah,
they were off last week. Brewer beat Priceville tonight, 55-28. Cold Springs beat Carbon Hill big, 60-7.
Ooh, and you know, Cold Springs played extremely well last week against a very good Oakman football team. And
they've been inches away every time.
Coach Elliott's done a good job with them and had them going. They played really hard. I hated that they're not going to be in the playoffs. You know, they're really close, and that is a tough 2A division over there. But you know, they just missed out by a little bit, and the way they're playing right now, I would have expected them to have made a good run in the playoffs.
And they got some good athletes on that team. I've seen some of those kids in the track and field for 2 years there. Some good athletes. Coleman played a great game against Center Point. Center Point came out ahead 26-7, but we was at that game in the second half, and it was one of the hardest hitting games.
Oh, they were some great hits.
They were hitting each other. Boy, it was a heck of a game. And Center Point just, I think, proved to have a little more speed than they did on the field at the times. But that was a great defensive game, and you know, both those teams, hats off. They played well.
Well, yeah, there was one time there when Center Point on the 4th down, they was going for it, and they threw a pass across the middle, and you know, it looked like he was going to get there, and then number 8 from Coleman came up, and I came off the ground on that one.
He hit hard.
A great hit. I just love to see good hits.
That was my third one when we was there, but that was the best one. Yeah,
yes, it was.
Falkville got a big win over Danville tonight, 42-28. Good Hope comes out on top of West End, 28-18. Hansville wins again, 40-21 over West Morgan. Holly Pond falls to Appalachian, 22-24. Pennington loses to Susanmore, 27-30. Randolph beats Vinemont, 39-20, and like we're from Vinemont, and they've been bit by the injury bug, worse than anybody I've ever seen. And West Point gets the big win over county rival Fairview. In the first half, when we left, it was a tied game. It was a tied game, and then West Point comes out and plays a really good second half, and 41-14 over Fairview. Some other scores that Sachs beats Jacksonville 55-21. Hamilton and Haleyville played. Hamilton comes out on top. Haleyville comes out on top 28-26. Some other scores around the area. Appalachian beats Holly Pond. We're at Falkville. We got one over that one. Summerton Christian, it loses to Corner 49-7. Oakman beats Berry 32-20. Brindley Mountain beats DAR 22-16. Geraldine over Crossville 63-27. New Hope 47, Douglas 14. Plainview 32, 5-7. Fife's traditionally a really good team in 2A.
Yep. Well, you know, they have a 3-way tie in that region. We'll go over that in a few minutes. And
Sylvania beats Ider 13-12. Cordova beats Curry 27-20, and that's a 3A versus a 5A, I believe. Let's say for 3A, and then we're up to 5A. Some scores that may interest you is Athens 42 over Sparkman 0. East Limestone 28, Auburn 56. Hartsville 38 over Austin 31. Lawrence County 28, R.A. Hubbard 12. Muscle Shoals 23, Bob Jones 24. Okay.
All right, now we got a little bit of the Coleman and Center Point highlights to show you. As you know, we said we were there for the second half of this game, and as we was watching, there were a couple of injuries. Coleman had a couple of kids, I think, with some light concussions and
Maybe
stuff.
so, yeah. I know one had to leave for observation.
Well, they had some really good hits. As a matter of fact, this one right here was one, number 12, had a little bit of a head injury there. And but anyway, good hits from both sides. Another one, you know, late in the year. And there were a couple of times that I guess people been watching too much college football and is looking for targeting and stuff like that. I don't know where they get these rules, but you know the name of the game is to hit people.
Who can run and hit hardest?
Yes,
that's it.
And so it just, like I said, there's a couple of hits in this ball game from both sides. Both sides, great hits, good, fair, legal, and you know the ball is in play. And they're just telling the guy, hey, don't come back here.
That's right.
You come around here, you're going to get hit. I thought he had scored on that play, but they marked him out on about the 6-yard line, and they come around and they had a fumble the next play. So that right there was, I think they got this return a good ways, but he got it called back for something.
That really changed the game right there.
It changed the game,
series
yeah.
Right there.
It was a bad break there. And you know, good hits right there. You can see Coleman was well prepared for the defense, but Center Point had some athletes.
Yeah, right there was your play where I think number 12 may have had a little bit of a concussion or something going on there. We're going to take a look at him.
But good athletes, and I think that's what made the difference in the final score. Anyway, they had some big plays that. They will get off, as you see, 5 making a big run here. And then I think they had a little bit of extracurricular activities happening after that. But
it was a spirited ball game. But you know, like the speed of both defenses played outstanding. The offenses were just having a hard time against either one of those defenses. But you know, quite a few penalties and then a few turnovers really just changed the game. And that fumble was one of the main ones.
Yeah, and. You know, good luck to Coleman next week. They I think, who are they playing next week?
Moody is 6-3, and they'll be coming down to Coleman to play.
Okay. Good luck next week as they take on Moody and get ready for maybe those other kids will be back well and ready to play. And but anyway, big ball game next week. Now, a few bands of the week. We always do band of the week, but this week it's going to be 5 of them. Holly Pond Band, Vinemont, Good Hope, Hansville, and West Point Band. So enjoy the Band of the Week or Bands of the Week as we bring you them and a little bit of their on-the-field activities.
One of these can be the most dangerous tools you can own. Because if you're careless, even for a minute, this can come into contact with those. Then it's lights out. At our Touchstone Energy Cooperative, nothing is more important than the safety of our members. We can't do it all. The best way to be safe around outdoor power lines, just don't touch them. Ever. The first rule of every do-it-yourselfer should be do it safely.
Coleman Electric Cooperative.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvage wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents is located in historic downtown Coleman. Come and check us out.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman.
From the Heart Monogramming and Gifts has just the gift you need for that special someone. Find a tote bag or build a bow. Peruse our selection of baby items. Or choose a nice piece of jewelry by Chameleon. And while you're here, let us take care of all your monogramming needs. From the Heart Monogramming and Gifts. The best gifts are from the heart.
Oh, welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard. Now we got a little bit of film footage from Good Hope West End. Good ball game down there. It's a fairly close ball game. West End came over and fought hard. But Good Hope playing their final tune-up game now for the season, trying to get ready for next week's game. Who do they play next week?
They have undefeated Sachs next week. It's the first time in history Sachs ever went 10-0, so they're going to have quite a challenge. But Good Hope's a very good team, and they finished the season 7-3, I believe. They have some outstanding athletes and good coaching. So I think they'll give Sachs all they can handle too.
Yeah, it should be a good ball game at Sachs. That makes it a little more difficult. And Good Hope has some of the ball games. I think the win against Hanceville was determined pretty much by a couple of interceptions.
Yes.
So as you saw right there, they had an interception, but they've done a good job all year. I know in the Vinemont game they had a couple of interceptions.
And they're a team too that the injury bugs bit a little bit, and if it really makes all the difference in the world to have all your best kids out there playing. So maybe they'll come out healthy against that first round and maybe pull out the upset.
Well, it would definitely probably be an upset.
Yes.
Definitely probably. But Sachs is undefeated, and they beat a bigger Jacksonville squad tonight. What was the final score on that?
Sachs Jacksonville
55-20 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a big blowout.
Yeah, they put it to them pretty good.
And 55-21, Sachs over Jacksonville.
Okay.
Wow.
So they had a big ball game there, and while they're playing West End here, I think he probably. Here we are in the second quarter, and it's 14-12 home, and I think their kids probably were thinking West End might be, not too tough of an opponent.
Sometimes you play down when you play somebody that's not as good.
Yeah.
And not just that West End, they knowing this is their last game, they could have really played hard. I mean, you just never know what happens in football.
Well, West End has had tradition of good football over there.
Absolutely,
They've
right.
always played pretty well. All right, we also have a little bit of footage of the Hanceville West Morgan game. We're going to try to get Coach Miller on the phone for this one.
Do it again, okay? He calls tails. And
there's Hanceville coming through the banner there, getting ready to play. And West Morgan, has had some great athletes. They've had a few good football teams too, but they're struggling a little bit this year. And so it's not a new opponent. I think Hanceville and West Morgan have played several times in the past. But here they are coming out getting.
Coach Miller, it's Coach Netherson. Hey man, you're on Beyond the Scoreboard. We was getting a little footage of your game tonight. Can you give us kind of a rundown of how the game went tonight?
Well, we just out 14-0 in the first quarter, and I think it wound up with 28-0 at halftime. And we scored again in the third quarter, it was up 34-0, and then I think we scored again in the fourth quarter, and then they scored 21 points there in the last, I guess about the last 7 or 8 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Against your best kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, I think it might have been 34-0 when they scored the first time, and then our JV scored on them, and then they came back and scored, I think, twice in our JV.
Well, I just noticed there on probably the first touchdown was Torrey Green, and it's good to see him back running and looking like himself again.
Right, Torrey was back, and in fact we had, I believe everybody was healthy tonight, and John Spencer had missed a couple of games with a sprained ankle, and we had him back this week, and he played a good bit tonight for the first time. He's been starting for us for 2 or 3 years, and then, but he missed, I know the last 2 games that had him back, and, but we ran the ball well and threw the ball pretty good this first half.
Well, it's good to have everybody getting healthy right now when it really counts. I mean, you know, it already counted because you had the, you know, you was going into the, well, you had to win first place. Congratulations on being first in your region.
We appreciate it. That's one of the goals that our kids set before the season is win the region and you know, get the playoffs. And but I was also proud of our kids, you know, for the long haul, you know, whole season.
Yeah, they played extremely well and extremely hard, and represented their school and community quite well with not only the way they play but the way they conduct themselves.
Well, I think that's true, and I appreciate you saying that. Our kids, you know, that's one of the things that we talk to them about, that, you know, they're out there where everybody can see them, not just on the football field, but people see them in town and at school and stuff. They're still football players, and that's what a lot of people see them as. And you know, whether they like it or not, they're role models, and you know, we want them to represent the school and the community in a positive way.
And they have.
They do that, right.
For several years now. And the next game, Glencoe at your place. And it's nice to be playing them at home, I'm sure. But Glencoe is a team with a lot of tradition.
They are well coached, and you know, and like you said, they have a lot of tradition. Got a good program there, and you know, those guys are used to winning, and they play in a tough region over there, and you know, it'll take our best effort to, you know, to beat those guys. They're, you know, we got have a good week of practice, and you know, and really prepare for it. And but you know, I think it's something that our kids are capable of doing.
I think so too, Coach. They played it. Probably your offense has gelled a little bit. It seems to be a little more consistent, and your defense is still playing strong. They've played strong all year, and
right.
So I'd say probably we're going to probably make you a 2-touchdown favorite.
Absolutely.
If that's okay with you. But
we'll will take 2 touchdowns right now.
Okay, I'm sure you would. But good luck to you and congratulations. Great year, no matter how next few weeks come out. It was a great season.
Thank you. Thank you for what y'all do.
Okay. Good talk with you. Thanks for being with us. All right. Now we got going to have FCA Student of the Week this week. And young man from West Point that I think we just got out this week in order to do a little interview with him. So if you would.
Rededicating my life beginning of this summer. I went on a mission trip, which was a huge blessing for me. I grew up in church. Just growing through church, seeing how my parents live, seeing how others live, that's the way I always wanted to live. The one person that influenced me the most is my grandfather, Ben McKenzie, seeing how he lives. And he's a Gideon. He goes to different churches. I go with him most of the time whenever I can. Just being around him is the way he lives. This is the way I want to live one day. I try to live each and every day to show people that I am a Christian and try to prove to them how to live. Just going up to random kids, saying hey, just trying to live, just trying to let Jesus live through me, trying to surround myself with a group of people that are godly. I show Christ on the football field by trying to be a leader on the team, glorifying God, wins or losses. First day of full pads, doing an Oklahoma drill, just got tackled wrong and tore 4 ligaments in my knee. I have grown my faith closer through my injury. I've just grown so much stronger with Jesus through my injury. War pride.
Dreyer Physical Therapy Institute, leading the way to good health.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvage wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents is located in historic downtown Coleman. Come and check us out.
Many forces of nature threaten our homes, but one of the most menacing can't be forecast. Termites cause billions in damage homeowners insurance won't cover. So ask for Termidor, America's #1 termite defense. Nothing is faster or more effective.
Please, guys, kill me.
At Target Pest Control, we aim to please. We're the hometown guy that's big enough to do the job, but still small enough to care. For an appointment in Coleman, call 256-739-5487.
At Freedom Insurance Agency, helping you with the freedom to choose is what we do best. With more than 15 years' experience, Gloria Williams and the Freedom Insurance Agency is still providing affordable insurance for the residents of Coleman and surrounding counties. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting the things that matter most. Our friendly and experienced staff will be happy to give you a quote. Call today, 256-737-0011.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard. We'd like to thank our main sponsors again one time, Coke, Bill Smith, GMC Buick, and Southern Accents, antique furniture, well, all kinds of furnishings and stuff. But we appreciate them sponsoring our show so that we can be with you tonight. Now, region standings and in some playoff games. What's like Region 1, we got some people in that?
Region 1, it's 1A, Region 6. Falkville ended up winning the region. Addison got second, Raglan got third, and Appalachian got fourth. That's your 4 teams going to the playoffs.
All right, have you got that playoff record schedule over there for them?
Falkville's going to be playing Summerton Christian at Falkville in round 1. Appalachian will be playing R.A. Hubbard at R.A. Hubbard in round 1. Addison will be at Addison playing Phillips Bear Creek. And Raglan will be going to Hackleburg. To play Hackleburg.
All right. Advantage of being first or second in the region is you get to play at home that first week.
1 and 2 do, and that's the biggest advantage you can have. As a matter of fact, if you're number 1, you can play at home for the first 3 games a lot of times.
Possibly could. Well, the second round, though, it depends on if the other team played at home or away the first week.
If number 1s keep winning, though, you can really
you can play at home all the way to the finals. Okay. In 2A, what
2A Region 4, you got number 1 was Lamar County, number 2 was Oakman, 3 was Aliceville, and then number 4 was Hale County. That's Cold Springs region. And Hale County is going to be traveling to Houston Academy. Lamar County will be playing at home against Sampson. Aliceville will be playing against GW Long. And Cottonwood will be playing Oakman at home.
All right. We have 2 3A regions, but one of them is really sort of hard to determine. That region, is it Region 6?
Region 6, the one with Holly Pond in it, and the other local teams in it are Brindley Mountain, J.B. Pennington. And in that region, you can't determine it because you got Plainview, New Hope, and Geraldine all tied for the first spot.
Okay.
Every one of them's at 8 and 2.
Well, I'm sure after tonight, the state will be able to work out how they're going to be, but we'll wait and just read the paper and find out where they're going to be playing.
And now the local region that has the most local teams in it is 3A Region 7. And Hanceville wins that region. You know, they had outstanding seasons, and Hanceville wins the region. Hamilton ends up second, who's a perennial powerhouse. Hamilton down there in 3A.
And lost a tough one to 4A Haleville, who was
2 points.
9-1. I think Haleville was 9-1, so a pretty good team.
Winfield gets third, and Good Hope got fourth, and that's the one that had Vinemont in it also. Danville, Winston County, a lot of local teams in that one.
And where are they going to play?
Winfield will be traveling to Piedmont. Now, Piedmont's a very good team with a lot of athletes, so they'll have a really tough game at Piedmont. Weaver will be going to Hamilton to play, and then Good Hope will be traveling to Sachs, 10-0 Sachs. That's who won that region. And then Glencoe will be traveling to Hanceville. So, and Glencoe's 6-3, so that ought to be quite a matchup.
Up until tonight, and we weren't able to find their score tonight, so we didn't know how they came out. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, 4A.
4A, so this is Fairview's region. Aniana wins that region, ends up 9-1. Second place goes to Gunnersville, who was a state championship a few years ago. Fairview gets third in that region, and St. Clair County's fourth. And this is one of those regions where if you have to travel, third and fourth make a lot of difference between first and second.
It does.
West Limestone's going to be going to Aniana. St. Clair County's going to be going to Florence, Central Florence. Brooks will be coming to Gunnersville, and then Fairview will be going to Haleville. In that region.
And Haleville, as you said, or saw a while ago, they had beaten Hamilton, a good Hamilton team, beat them by 2 points.
2 points.
So, and I think Fairview and Hamilton are probably very similar.
Yep.
You know, Fairview lost to Hanceville down at Hanceville in week 1.
Play similar ball. They
very close ball game.
Throw the ball around a lot.
And then Hamilton Hanceville beat Hamilton down there too. So I'd say that should be a really good ball game for Fairview. They got to go to Haleville.
Another local region that's just loaded around here is 5A Region 8.
They're tough,
Athens, Coleman, East Limestone, Hartselle, Lawrence County, Muscle Shoals, Russellville, and West Point. And that's just everybody's real close and everybody's pretty good. So it's one of those things where that's a tough region. Muscle Shoals got their first loss tonight. They lost to Bob Jones tonight. That was their only loss, 23-24.
And Bob Jones, I think, won their region in 6A.
Yeah, they're big 6A school. Muscle Shoals won the region. Coleman ends up second in the region, 7-3. Hartselle got third. And then Athens gets fourth in that region.
Okay.
So interesting region. And the matchups for next week are Moody's coming to Coleman to play. Hope Moody's ready to hit.
Moody was 6-3 until tonight. We're not sure how they did tonight. Okay.
Hartselle's going to be going to Pinson Valley, and that's the defending state champions, Hartselle. And then Mortimer Jordan's going to be traveling to Muscle Shoals, and then Athens is going to Center Point.
Okay. And Athens had a big win this week, didn't they?
I think, Athens ended up over Spartan, 42-0.
42-0. Okay, and Spartan wins 6A.
Sorry, yeah, there you go.
Okay, about the 34th biggest school in the state.
Yeah.
So, all right. One of the other things that we usually do here is unsung heroes, and tonight we're going to talk about some trainers. The trainers are something that came on the scene in 1996. We really just coaches pretty much did it all until that time, but. You know, it is extremely important. The health of the kids is the most important thing that we deal with. But it is extremely nice. I have really been appreciative of having the trainers there, not only to check on kids if they might be hurt or something in a game. Sometimes, you know, as a coach, you're so involved in the game, it's hard to really do a good job of evaluating what kind of injury you
even
have.
at practice. In track and field, there's nobody more valuable than that trainer, because our number one goal is always the health of the kid. You know, it's to teach these young men and women to be not only athletes, but you know, to stay healthy and to live a healthy lifestyle. And you know, coaches, they go out of their way to make sure people are safe.
Right.
And these trainers are very incremental in that.
And you know, it doesn't cost our schools a thing.
Absolutely.
They Encore provides a lot. Dreher Physical Therapy provides a lot of them, but they're there for the kids. And you know, they may get a little bit of something out of it, but they're just trying to fill a void there that is needed. And we can't afford to hire trainers, to be honest.
Right.
But it's very appreciative of those people as they do furnish the trainers for us. Okay. Well, we've got another segment coming up, one more station, but right now, if you don't mind, watch a little bit of our people who are giving us support and bringing this to you.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Coleman.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvage wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents is located in historic downtown Coleman. Come and check us out.
Wells Turner Family Pharmacy is a proud supporter of local city and county athletics. You can keep your money right here in Coleman because Wells Turner Family Pharmacy is locally owned and operated. At Wells Turner, you won't have to wait long to get your prescriptions filled, but while you're here, you can send a package by UPS, buy a gift in the gift shop, pay your phone bill, or develop your photos using our DKS Photo Kiosk. Wells Turner Family Pharmacy. We are a Health Mart community pharmacy.
One of these can be the most dangerous tools you can own. Because if you're careless, even for a minute, this can come into contact with those. Then it's lights out. At our Touchstone Energy Cooperative, nothing is more important than the safety of our members. We can't do it all. The best way to be safe around outdoor power lines, just don't touch them. Ever. The first rule of every do-it-yourselfer should be do it safely.
Coleman Electric Cooperative.
Well, welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard. In this part of the program, well, a lot of times we have a chance to show how much we don't know as we talk about some of the college games and stuff like that. But, you know, tomorrow's games, some of them will be quite interesting. Alabama is off.
Another win for the Tide.
Well, maybe not a win, but it won't be a loss, so they'll remain undefeated and perfect on the season. But then the next game, they've got LSU on the night.
I think
Auburn.
they'll be well prepared for LSU, don't you think?
Yes.
A week off to prepare for LSU. Watch out.
That should help. And, you know, LSU's been having a week off every year to prepare for Alabama.
Right.
So this year,
the tables have turned.
Auburn be going to Arkansas.
Well, you know, last time I was on the show, I bet against Auburn. I said Ole Miss was going to beat them. And
yeah, I remember that.
I hate Auburn, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Arkansas is going to win this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Auburn's my second favorite.
Because they're in-state school.
They're in-state. I'm an Alabama guy. So, you know, Alabama's first. That's where I went to school. But Auburn is, you know, I want them to be 10-1 every year. But anyway, I'm going to go with Auburn. I think Auburn will be able to handle Arkansas this year. And Coach Malzahn's going back home.
Yep.
He's from there.
He's got something to prove, I guess.
Yep. All right, LSU, guess what? They're open also.
Open also.
They're getting ready for Alabama on the night.
Well, that ought to be an interesting game then.
Yes, it should be. So both of them have a chance to get people healthy if they haven't been. And, of course, Mississippi, guess who they've got? They're open.
Open.
I don't know what's wrong with the SEC. They just evidently this late
spring
in the year.
break. This is college break week, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it is. Mississippi State is at South Carolina.
South Carolina's had a rough patch this year, but I don't know. I have to go
Been
with
up
South
and
Carolina.
down.
Yeah, the old coach is who I'd have to go with on that one.
Okay. Well, Mississippi State they've struggled most of the year.
Yeah.
Had a tough year. But they've had some injuries as well to put up with. But they didn't look very consistent the last time I saw them. So, I think South Carolina probably, even though South Carolina's in the East, Mississippi State's in the strong West.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really a toss-up, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the SEC and in college football in general, there's so much talent on all the fields that on any, you know, if the situation's right, just about anybody can beat anybody. You know, it's.
Yep, you're right. I mean, you know, like I think LSU struggled with Furman for a half.
Right, and if you're Oregon, you got lucky 9 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they got them all the time. All right, Texas A&M is playing UTEP, University Texas El Paso.
Hard to bet against Johnny Football, from what I've seen this season.
I wonder how long he'll be in the game. You think he'll make it into the fourth quarter?
I wouldn't bet against him.
I don't think he'll be in the fourth quarter. I think they'll pull him somewhere in the middle of the third because I think they'll have a
comfortable lead early.
I think they'll be okay. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Got the big one down in Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida versus Georgia.
And Georgia. It has been bigger.
Right, yeah, a lot of years.
This year it's sort of like, you know, both teams have had a lot of injuries and things that have really taken a toll on their high expectations.
In what other conference will 1 or 2 losses, people just write you off like the SEC? You know what I mean? In no other conference, if you just lose 1 or 2. SEC, you lose a few games, we just write you off as not having a good season. Both those are great football teams.
Yeah.
And I think Georgia will beat Florida, I believe.
And you know, the first week we were here, we were looking forward to this Florida-Georgia game.
Right.
I mean,
like
it was going to be,
come together.
It was going to see who's going to play Alabama in or LSU possibly
the SEC championship.
In SEC championship. And now There's another team that has nosed into that possibility in the SEC
Missouri?
championship. Missouri, but I was talking about Auburn on the west
Auburn,
side.
oh, absolutely. So there you go with those.
They
Tigers.
could very well be there.
Missouri and Auburn, and it's just tough in the SEC right now.
All right, Kentucky, they're going to be playing Alabama State.
Yeah, I got to go with the Wildcats on that one against Alabama State.
Kentucky looked a little bit better the last time I saw them. I mean, they looked pretty bad early in the year.
Right.
But they looked okay the last time. So I guess I'll have to go with Kentucky on that. Missouri and Tennessee.
Missouri.
You going to Missouri?
Go stay, yes, go stay
It's
unbeaten.
in Missouri. It's at Missouri.
Right. Tennessee's found a way to lose a lot of big games, so this is pretty important at this point.
But
now they pulled out a big one though. Was it last week or the week before? They pulled out a real big game. Right.
It must have been the week before because they played Alabama a week or so ago,
Yeah, that's
and
right. Yeah.
like last week, and got drilled.
Yeah, it was a week before that.
I mean that game was over during warm-ups almost.
As it should be.
Well, I don't know. Tennessee had They had a good-looking receiver, and quarterback threw the ball pretty well, but they just played like they knew they were going to get beat. Now, I don't think they'll have the same amount of fear of Missouri.
Yeah, that's a big part of the game.
And so I'm going to say it's going to be a close game, but I think you're right.
I think Missouri's
Missouri
still got a
will
little bit to prove in the SEC, so I think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Okay. And then Vandy is open.
Vandy's open.
Last one there.
Yep.
Vandy will be playing Florida on the 9th. All right, now 6A. We got some people that might be interested in who's going to be in this 6A playoff.
Some of the biggest school division in the state of Alabama is 6A, and the matchups for the playoffs at McGill-Tulane, which is a private school in the Deep South. Wetumpkin's coming to McGill-Tulane to play. Alma Bryant will be going to Daphne, it looks like. Spain Park will be hosting Pelham. Blunt looks like they have a bye. Auburn will be hosting Murphy. Bessemer City will be hosting Gadsden City, Gadsden City I think has had a rough last 2 weeks, but they're a good football team. Vestavia Hills will be hosting Decatur at Vestavia Hills. Vestavia had a great season. I don't know if they're 10-0 or.
Well, no, they're not because they got beat last week.
Yeah, they may have lost a game or two, but they had a great season. Oxford will be hosting Tuscaloosa County. Bob Jones, which I believe is the biggest school in the state, isn't it?
I think they are now.
I think they're hosting. I know they're hosting Hewitt-Trussville at Bob Jones. Buckhorn will be hosted by Shades Valley at Shades Valley. Hoover will be Hoover's number 1 in the state. I'm pretty sure in 6A.
They're rated number 1 at this time. Yeah.
And they'll be hosting Huntsville High School, which is another massive school. So that'll be quite a matchup. Obviously, Huntsville High School must have got 4th in their region for Hoover to be hosting them.
Yeah.
Florence will be hosting Mountain Brook, and Hillcrest Tuscaloosa will be hosting Clay Chalkville. Okay. There's another big sporting event in the state this weekend though coming up. Down at the Danville Indian Mounds in Oakville, the state championship cross country meet is happening this Saturday.
Anybody we know going there?
I think you're going to know quite a few local athletes. You'll probably read about them in the Coleman Times, but from Vinemont, 2 of my runners, Nathan Hanley and Hunter Green, are going to be representing Vinemont there. But Cold Springs has a whole team that I think could vie for a state championship. They're outstanding. I think some of the other girls, I know Cold Springs girls team also. Cold Springs boys and girls, you could look at great things. I think their number 1 runner on the boys' side is Kramer Crider is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to have a real good time, maybe trying to win the whole thing. I don't know. And then Coleman has a great boys team, great girls team also. So you're going to see a lot of these local teams. Cold Springs girls team, I think I know they have like 40 kids at St. Bernard running cross country right now. And if you want to see a great event, it'll be one of the largest sporting events you'll ever go to.
Okay.
It's just right down the road in Moulton.
Well, another thing that just happened this week, a couple of days ago. Addison won the state championship.
Addison volleyball team, a perennial powerhouse, year after year after year, one of the best teams in 1A, and pretty much the only team I think's beat them in a decade is Donahoe. Donahoe's the other one.
In their classification.
In their classification,
yeah.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, they played Donahoe for the 3rd straight year in the state finals. And they've allowed Donahoe to beat them the last 2 years, but this year they drilled them. It was 25-22 the first match, but then it was 25-14 and 25-16 the next two. So they pretty much dominated.
So congratulations to Addison for their 6th, I think, volleyball state championship in a decade.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure to be hosting you this week on Beyond the Scoreboard. This year. This year's over. But come back, join us next year. Appreciate you joining us, being with us.
Ready?